Well, thank you, Brad. It was a double whammy for one East Texas man. Jim Lemon, for years, battled a never-ending struggle with alcoholism, and his life took an unexpected turn when the diagnosis of leukemia came. Now he's working to inspire the next generation of young minds, one garden at a time. Our Malcolm Horsby shares his story of survival tonight.
37 years ago is when I chose sobriety.
A decision for Jim Lemon that came after years of a dangerous tango with alcohol.
I grew up in a household where alcohol was, you celebrated with alcohol, you ended the day with alcohol, you went hunting with alcohol, and I kind of carried on the family tradition.
Something he took with him to college in New Orleans. The legal drinking age at the time there, only 18.
Not so much the particular version of alcohol, but the emphasis upon excess.
After grad school, Lemon began work at a trip center. The goal there, to get people back on the right track in life. This at a time when Lemon was dealing with his own skeletons.
It helped me see the folly of what I was doing and recognize that although it was cool, that it was hazardous.
Seemingly on the right path, that is until another roadblock.
I came down with a leukemia diagnosis, and I thought I was doing good, doing everything right, and I was told that I had 6 months to live.
Life off the grid, as Jim calls it. It was that embrace with nature that in 1999 almost killed him.
I live in a village of hand-built log hexagons out in the forest, and I thought I was doing it all right, and Exxon came in with a couple of benzene tanks.
Benzene, a flammable liquid usually formed from volcanoes and forest fires. It's also known to cause leukemia.
My blood count was 100 times what's normal for white cells. My blood was the thickness of honey, so that when I was sitting, I could actually hear my heart going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
With no way to take on Exxon, Lemon instead took on leukemia.
I started with going to my church and asking for support. I became a guinea pig for the pharmaceutical industry. I got down on my hands and knees and begged them to keep me alive. I reevaluated whether life was worth the trouble.
It was that new lease on life, along with a passion for the outdoors, that led him to begin work with resilient Nacogdoches. Part of that includes bringing once abandoned gardens, like the one here at TJR Elementary, back to life, an act which earned him the Public Citizen Award for his work with Nacogdoches area gardens.
I believe that nature is a manifestation of God's love, and that the more we take care of nature, the more she'll take care of us. And that's what this garden is all about.
An enthusiasm for living life and a desire to help those who struggle with sobriety proves to be useful through his work with the East Texas Behavioral Health Network. And his advice to those going through their own fight?
There's not a got it to it. It's a dynamic process, and there's not an end point until they lay you in the ground.
Malcolm Hornsby, KTRE East Texas, News 9.
And remember, if you have a survivor story, send an email to jautry@ktre.com.